turns out that it's actually more of an American approach to treat people by themselves in private enclosed cubicles. So what community acupuncture does is to bring the practice of acupuncture back to how it was done in China. Could it be that here in the United States, we are taking a healing art that has been practiced successfully in China for thousands of years and trying to remold it in the same face as Western medicine?
Well, because acupuncture in this country, unfortunately, pretty much ever since white people started getting interested in it, has moved into having a lot of the problems that the conventional health system has in terms of being not user-friendly, really expensive, and really oriented around the desires of people who have a lot of money as opposed to the needs of people with ordinary income.
So getting acupuncture in a large room with others, does this change the experience of the typical treatment? Can this add or subtract from the healing process? And what about the other healing arts of Chinese medicine, such as medical exercise, lifestyle recommendations, medicated diet, and the all-important herbal medicine?
Our perspective is that if people can get enough acupuncture because they can afford it, acupuncture all by itself really can do amazing things. And it takes the pressure off the patient having to pay for all these extra modalities. All of that stuff can get very, very expensive and complex. So this keeps it simple. We're relying solely on the healing effect of the acupuncture. I mean, sometimes we'll use patent herbs because we're familiar with them, but we don't focus on that. We focus on acupuncture.
Since we are on the subject of treating people solely with acupuncture, and Lisa's belief that with enough treatments, the average person can receive great results, let's talk about what other diseases can be treated in the community acupuncture setting. I asked Lisa just that.
We really treat everything. I mean, I would say pain is what we treat most. Like most acupuncturists, I think the main thing we treat is back pain. The most common problem we treat is back pain. After that, neck pain, knee pain, wrist pain, carpal tunnel, headaches, menstrual cramps, you name it. If someone is in pain, odds are good they will try acupuncture for it. But we also treat a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of sinusitis. We have some patients who are dealing with Parkinson's, lung cancer, asbestosis, COPD, heart disease. I mean, really, you name it, we've probably treated it.
This is good to know, since most people associate acupuncture with the treatment of pain only. Okay, so we've covered the community setting, where the acupuncture takes place, and we all know about the effectiveness of acupuncture for modern diseases. So let's talk about the affordability aspect of community acupuncture. In her book, Lisa coins the phrase, running a community acupuncture clinic cannot be an exercise in financial martyrdom.
It means if you can't pay yourself, you can't stay open. People make the mistake of thinking that if you are charging prices that people can afford, that you can't actually make a living. And that's just not true. Our goal is to make a living, and we employ acupuncturists, and our goal for everybody is that nobody has to have a second job, because you're a much better acupuncturist when you can focus on just doing acupuncture all the time.
So what she is saying is that an acupuncturist can charge patients prices they can't afford, and at the same time make a decent living. In her book, she qualifies that a bit more by saying that she believes that the standard of living for an acupuncturist should be much less than other healthcare professionals. Now, this may not sit well with the acupuncturist who wants to charge more in the hopes of increasing their income. So I assume one would have to make a choice as to which is the best way to go here. On the other hand, she believes that by charging less, patients will be able to keep up with the recommended number of treatments, thereby increasing the chances for a positive outcome. In other words, the more treatments, the better the results. This makes a lot of sense because at the higher prices, patients quit coming before they experience any health benefit. With community acupuncture, the cost for each session is much lower, so the patient can afford to finish the recommended course of treatment, whether it be 6, 10, or more sessions. Better yet, the typical patient will be able to come in for what we refer to as maintenance treatments and use Chinese medicine for one of its stronger attributes as preventative medicine, something current healthcare reform totally ignores. This is made possible because the cost of each session is based on a sliding scale of $20 to $40. There is usually a slightly higher cost for the first visit, which includes the initial intake and paperwork setup in the clinic's computer system. Some clinics offer herbs for an additional cost, but herbal medicine prices are usually discounted as well. So, the theory goes that word of mouth will spread throughout the community and that everyone, no matter what station you occupy in life, can now afford the healing benefits of acupuncture. Meanwhile, the practitioner, being able to treat more than one person in each room and perform only acupuncture, will have more patients and get better results. This would make up for the income differential for having to lower his or her prices. In the final outcome, we end up with a win-win situation. Now, let's go to my community acupuncture clinic in Hanford, California to see how it works. Welcome to Hanford, California's first community acupuncture clinic.